Hello, my dear friends. I'm Stanislav Shamayev, a licensed business immigration and corporate attorney in Miami, Florida. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the topic of E-2 visa and why you should look at this visa more closely. At the end of this video, you'll be able to learn how to get a free evaluation of your case. Let's go! E-2 visa is one of the easiest ways for a business person to come to the States, create a business, scale it, grow it, and make money. If you're one of those investors, you need to think about the following things. Number one, you need to have an American company, LLC, or a corporation registered in one of the states and have a business account open for that company. Number two, the amount of money invested should be over $100,000. And number three, one of the most important factors that the money that you're going to be investing in the US business must be from a legal source. That means that you either made that money through a salary, through dividends, maybe you got inheritance, maybe you got a credit in the bank, maybe you got a gift from your parents, maybe you sold your assets and we need to show how you bought these assets in the past. All the transactions from that source of funds and all the taxes that you paid on that money. It's very important. I think it's very crucial to understand that your tax declarations should match the money that you have been making in the past. If you claim that in 2017 you made an initial deposit of $100,000 to purchase an apartment in Buenos Aires, then your income should match that amount, right? Of course, there could be a few years that you collected that money, but we need to see the tax paperwork. Without that, it's very hard to prove the original source of funds. Stanislav, is it possible to invest less than $100,000 in a business in US and still get E-2 visa? If you guys watch my interviews with my clients who got E-2 visa, the people from Canada, from Chile, and from other countries, you guys know that I have been getting those visas for as low as $60,000. But I think this is pretty risky, and I don't like when we want to spend less than 100K because I think that the immigration officers have that number in their minds. So anything less than that is going to be risky. So yes, it's possible. I have done it, but I would love to see more than 100K so we have less risks for you. Number four, you need to have a business plan. And especially it's actual when you do your own startup. And remember, you don't have to do the startup, you can also buy an existing business, and these are two different ways we go by. The 90% of my clients do open up their own companies, and in that case we need to spend 60 to 80% of the initial investment to show that the money has been spent on the business needs, right? And this is very important that not everybody understands. So because you're watching this video, now you understand, right? It's not enough to get that money on a business account. You actually have to spend some of it before we file your petition. This spending is one of the criterion of this visa. We cannot do without it. Yes, we can use the additional tools to have an escrow account or trust account where there's like three parties involved and somebody's selling the assets, somebody's buying them, and there's like third independent party, and it's all dependent on the approval of your E-2 visa. Yes, it's possible. But again, you already commit your money to something. So we have to have that commitment either through spending or using the escrow account. And if you don't know what escrow account is, I'll probably need to make an additional video because this is a completely different topic. And of course, we're talking about the lower limits of investment. When I get a client who's like, oh, Stanislav, can I have only $80,000 invested or maybe less? I don't say anything, but within myself, I'm thinking that when you are trying to push your lower limit down, that means that you might not have enough to support your business in the future. So in other words, okay, we'll get you an E-2 visa for $80,000 investment. But if in 6 months you realize that your calculations, your analysis of the market was not proper, and this is very often the case because one thing is on the paper, the other thing is reality of life and the economic crisis and the spendings that people can do. If you find yourself in a situation where you need additional money and you already pushed your investment limits, then you face a lot of financial risk. I cheer for my clients and I want you guys to succeed, so if you want to invest $80,000, I want you to have another 80 to support your research and development stage of your business. If you don't succeed with your initial plans, you have to spend more money. So make sure if you're pushing the lower limits of your investment that you have the same amount of money to support it. And the same counts for other amounts investment. If it's 100K, make sure you have another 100K in your pocket to support your business, because things can change really fast. Of course, I had examples of clients who started with low investment and grew to multi-million companies, but this is a rare occasion, and it's always good to have, I call it a cushion, because you can land on it if anything happens to your business or in the US economy. And you know, right now we're facing some kind of recession. We don't know what's going on with in the world, gas prices, the inflation, and things like that. So there's a lot of uncertainty. So my main message, guys, make sure you have additional funds to support your business. I think this is very crucial, and I want to emphasize it again. Okay, so once you have your company registered, you have your business checking account opened, you have the clean money transferred to that account, you got your spendings, you got your business plan, you provided all paperwork to my team. Now we're ready to file your case. You have two options here. Option number one, you go through the embassy, and this is the preferable way for me and probably for you, because once you get your file in the embassy and you got your visa approved, for the most countries it's going to be 5 years visa, right? Of course, it depends the country you're from, because if you're from Moldova or Ukraine, you guys get on the 3 months visa, and I know it's laughable, but that's the reality, right? So, and 3 months visa is to enter. It doesn't matter how long is your actual visa is, your stamp in the passport. Once you enter with that visa to the United States of America, you'll have 2-year status, right? So be your visa 3 months or 5 years, you get the same 2 years of status in the United States of America, being able to work for the company you established and live here and to scale your business. But for the most part, it's about 5 years, and it's great because the next time you'll have to deal with immigration services or with embassy, it could be 7 years from the moment you got your visa. It's pretty fast to schedule an interview in your embassy, and there is a clear process of how to get that. Very important, if you're doing this visa by yourself, make sure you read the rules for this visa in the US embassy of your country, because each embassy in different country has their own rules for E-2 visa. This is very important, right? So you cannot use the FAM manual for the officers to file with, let's say, with the US embassy in Germany. They will have their own rules. They will have a limitation on the pages. They will have a limitation on the megabytes. They will have a limitation on whatever. You want to make sure that everything follows the rules that the embassy established. Option number two. If you happen to be here in the States and you are on a tourist visa, on a student visa, on some other working visa, and you decided to change your status while in the US, you'll have that option too. But make sure that once you change the status, you will have to still go through the embassy once you leave the country, because to come back in the same status, you'll have to have a visa in your passport. So why I think E-2 is one of the best options for the purpose of business, because A, it has pretty low standard, and I know $100,000 is a lot of money, but if you are in business, if you are an investor, this is not a lot of money for you. Number two, this visa is not very heavy on the paperwork. If you compare it to EB-5 or L-1 visa or EB-2 national interest waiver, it's much simpler and faster and more transparent with the document. This much paper for L1 visa, you'll be filing this much paper for E2, and for the embassy maybe this much. So less paperwork. Also, it's perpetual in extension, so you will be able to extend it for as long as your business working, and it's profitable. It's profitable, maybe you hire a few employees also, and you and your spouse will be able to work, and your spouse will be able to work anywhere in America, including your own business. and your children under 21 years old will be able to go to American schools. So this is just a great option for you guys if you're thinking to run the business in the US and you want to scale it and you want to bring your family here and you don't want to spend millions of dollars like you will with the EB-5 program. And of course, this is non-immigrant visa, so you won't be getting your green card. However, I already have a video regarding how to switch from E-2 visa to green card, so please watch it and you'll have a pretty good idea how to achieve your goals in case you're thinking about green card in the future. So if you think to invest the money into the US economy, if you want to open your startup or you want to buy a business in US or you want to buy the assets of the business, please go down below this video, find the link that I prepared for you and answer all the questions so I can give you a free evaluation of your case within 48 hours, something that other attorneys call a consultation, and they want you to pay them $300. Here you get it for free. Also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, ask the questions, comments, subscribe to my Instagram where I do an everyday stories, every week post about the business, investment and the talent visas to the United States of America. I am Stanislav Shamayev, the lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.